they say World Cup, they don't were absent. In 2002 and 2018, the two occasions when the Lions of Teranga have qualified previously. Quite a splash Senegal made back in 2002. The then captain was Aliou Cisse, now the coach. Shot France right off the bat and made it all the way to the quarterfinals. They wouldn't mind a repeat of that run, Ali.
No, certainly not, but it's got to start tonight. And a good look already at just this mid-block setup that Senegal is going to likely confront Netherlands in. This Senegalese team was one of the top defenses in the Africa Cup of Nations in World Cup qualifying.
From many possibilities for a good idea inside the area.
Yeah, it's going. Senegal versus Netherlands. I got Senegal getting upset, even though Maine gone. They're missing Maine.
1-2 here with Esmaili Sarr on his near side, and then the deflection comes in from the recovery.
Edited in the background.
But that's how quickly Senegal can strike.
Senegal came out striking. Senegal came out striking.
It's going to be Idrissa Gana Gay, to give him his full name, to take the corner, responsible for most of the Senegalese set plays.
And they'll stack up. You'll see here where they're going to try to lose their marks. Koulibaly is going to be one of those targets.
See if Idrissa Gana Gay can find one of the targets. Well, the answer quickly provided was away, but not all that convincingly by Steven Bergwijn for the Oranje. Fascinating confrontation in prospect here. And we are thumping 6-2 win for England over Iran. It's in the USA's group. The USA taking on Wales a bit later. See if Senegal can build on this left-hand side. Diatta. We suspected he might begin the game on the right, but he is on the left for the time being. Diatta, who was out for 9 months after suffering a ruptured ACL, missed the Africa Cup of Nations. Frankie de Jong always wants to get on the ball for the Netherlands. Delete will just have to try to airbrush that early moment that didn't go his way.
And we weren't sure coming into this match whether it was going to be him or Timber starting in that third center back spot. But Van Gaal opting for Delete, who is prone to errors, excuse me.
Once again, Frankie de Jong. Here's Virgil van Dijk. Not to believe it's his first major international tournament. Nathan Ake on the left-hand side of that back three. Nathan, so he pronounces it. He might be more accustomed to giving Nathan.
I should have asked you that before kickoff. And just early on, Derek, I'm noticing Van Dijk and Dumfries having words. Van Dijk not happy with the movement of Dumfries.
Low ball by Virgil van Dijk. It almost worked out for the Netherlands. They had Steven Bergwijn and Vincent Janssen higher up the pitch. Surprise starter Janssen as the forgotten man of the Dutch attack. And of the reckoning for the best part of 5 years. They don't have Memphis to play in the starting 11. He is on the bench. I'm really sure that he's not all as a contender for this game, though, so they might be able. The alarm bells were truly ringing.
It's just a quick 1-2, and Cody Gakpo is so smart and intelligent in his positioning and recognizing the space.
That was the man that we're trying to pick out at the far post, I think, Daily Blind. Some of the ball there, but that's lovely from Janssen. actually, maybe trying to pick out Bergwijn. He's a whisker away from managing it.
Expect the Dutch to be well-oiled. This is a team that is used to winning under the new stroke old management of Louis van Gaal, who's got them going again. Bergwijn, well up towards Janssen. Cisse did enough for now. Kouyaté kept it moving.
Let's go, Senegal.
This is Boulaïdia, on whom a great burden in the absence of Sadio Mane. Mane would have been expected to be their principal goal-getter.
Well, they have got going in the favour of Senegal. They've been together a long time, some of these players. They know each other really well. Team spirit won't be something that will let them down, I don't think.
Samani towards Dia, talking with Van Dijk. Kouyaté's got up ahead of steam here. Pushed it high. Recovered by Gale. Diallo. Mendy. Cisse. Sweet feed in midfield and a challenge from De Ligt on Ismail Assar that was anything but sweet.
Yeah, De Ligt doesn't mind the tackle. In fact, he loves one, but that was quick, clever feet from Ismail Assar, that.
Aliou Cisse, who captained Senegal to the quarterfinals of the 2002 World Cup, and this year he coached them to be kings of their continent. And so now what? This team has started pretty well, and they have a set piece. Mendy has invited Gay to take. Ronaldo delivers with depth, too much depth even for Sheikh Kouyaté. Sabali arriving from right back. He's exchanged with Sarr. Wide again from Mendy. Mendy deep up to and beyond the back stick, where Cisse couldn't apply a touch, but here is Idrissa Gueye once more. And he too is one club too heavy.
Well, it has been a good start for Senegal. Played plenty of football in the attacking third. Will give them all a bit of confidence, a bit of much needed confidence perhaps going into this game.
His header, still quite on freeze. That is Abou Cisse, 6'6", big tall centre half, playing with Olympiacos now. Perhaps the surprise selection in this Senegalese 11.
Yeah, well, Diallo and Koulibaly have got a good relationship in the middle. That defence, Aliou Cisse has broken that up.
Cisse going long, Dia leaping with Van Dijk, who wins it aerially on by Berghuis. There's Bergwijn. De Jong, and now Daley Blind, who is up to 95 caps for the Netherlands now. This one's a blur from Lopper. And coming back, and there is Kouyaté. And turning is Sarr. And he's lifted his shot 6 inches or so high.
Well, that's twice now they've nicked the ball off the Netherlands in the final third. That will encourage Senegal.
Sarr hasn't scored for his country since the last 16 of the African Cup of Nations. It's Equatorial Guinea in January. Hence, 95th cap leaves him just one behind Arjen Robben, who is 9th in the all-time list with 96. Wesley Schneider leads the way with 134. Berghaus. Dumfries well advanced from right wing back. Hung in by Dumfries. Neat and trim thread by Mendy.
Yeah, he's a bit of a crosser on the ball these days, Dumfries, but not going too close to the keeper.
Well, there is relatively recently appointed for the third time Dutch coach Louis van Gaal. He becomes the third oldest coach in World Cup history. It is, in all probability, his final flourish on the global stage. He did, of course, get so close 8 years ago in Brazil when he lost the semi-final on penalties. And as mentioned, they have not lost since he retook the reins. How much, if at all, do you think the side of Ecuador, appearing to be so strong and sprightly yesterday, played into the dynamic or the mindsets of either side here?
Yeah, it's like Dinamarca, hasn't it? In this group, they look lively, Ecuador. Valencia looking particularly vibrant up top with his bicycles.
Forward by Kay. Snatched back by Blint. Played early for Janssen. Right towards Gakpo. And Abu Cisse was taking no chance. Great sight for the Senegalese to see Ismail Assar hobbling off the back of that knee-to-knee contact with Dumfries. But become excited, if you will, about that face. Cody Gakpo, 23 years old, PSV, Eindhoven, 3 goals in his first 9 caps for his country. He's explosive and exciting, and there will be a moment, believe me, there'll be a moment when he thrills you in this competition. Van Dijk across in front of Dia. Support forthcoming from Diatta. Sabali. Diatta. Beyond Blint, but not beyond De Jong.
Just about to clear up there, but we see some uncertain Dutch defending out there. Virgil van Dijk with Dia breathing down his neck. Take the ball away.
That's right again, Diatta. And here's Boulaye Dia. The drive was from Mendy. And the flag was up.
Can't be too disappointed. The coach, Senegal, Cisse. His team have settled.
Selected retreat. Good up from behind the byline. As eventually it was established. Here's Sabalia, a right full back who found himself in the inside left channel.
Yes, I don't know how he got there. Yeah, there he did.
Touch form Senegal's is pretty much as good leading up to the World Cup. It's just one of 13 games in the calendar year 2022, and that was the first leg of their playoff in Egypt. So they turned that round in the second leg anyway, so it counted ultimately for nothing except a bit of angst. Lint from wide, Janssen came short to receive. On the middle in.
Yeah, denying the Netherlands that passing rhythm. Senegal really hungry to get to the ball quickly. Mendy's good at that.
Hasn't played a great deal of club football in the English Premier League this season, Palace Mendy. He's come off the bench as a substitute for Leicester in each of the last 6 games. Diallo caught on it. Driving on here is Gakpo. And he's fed Dumfries. It's ferried away by a backpedaling Cisse.
That's twice now, isn't it? They got down that right-hand channel. Chance to cut the ball into the box. Twice they haven't been able to find an orange shirt.
Wine on the half turn. De Jong. Blitz. Towards and beyond Dumfries. Fetched here by Gakpo, face to face with Diallo. Gakpo without swing. Blitz! And he under onside.
Almost.
Yeah, Gakpo made something from nothing here by digging a cross out. Lynch got a chance to attack it. It's a half-decent chance, that.
These two nations do come into this group as the favourites to emerge from it. Senegal colourfully supported with great patriotism and great paint. Senegal 18th in the world, Netherlands 8th in the world. They're separated by Portugal, Denmark, Germany, Mexico, Uruguay, USA, Croatia, Switzerland,
8th, 18th in the world
the
team.
indication, according to that possession
Let's go 18.
Senegal have had just a little bit more of it than the Dutch. Is that the evidence of your eyes?
Yeah, I think they've used the ball better, Senegal. They've settled into their system a little quicker and a little easier than the Dutch.
Sabali. Diatta. Fated enough. It's crossed in the corner.
You know, they under-hit the first corner from the other side. Very much a man-to-man marking job in there.
Isakane to take. Without swing. Multiple collisions before Blintz lifts it away and Bergwijn pursues it. He has Berghuis going beyond it. And this is
Come on,
Berghuis.
good stop, good stop.
This is
No, 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 come on, yes, good stop. Good stop by Senegal.
It's lost.
That was a big one.
Why did he not let fly there?
Gakpo out by Cisse. Berghuis. Janssen. Cisse stood strong again. But Senegal have been let off the hook.
Well, it looked like they'd done everything right. Bergwijn holding up the ball in the way that he's got to do without Memphis Depay, and that's a great pick out. He was just never quite under his spell after he cut it inside there, in between his feet. Feels he has to take another touch, and then the chance is gone.
De Jong, who scored just once in 45 games for the Netherlands. Was twice this season in 17 for Barcelona. Last only a couple of weeks ago against Almeria in La Liga. But maybe, Alan, and you're qualified to analyse this. Maybe a player who expects to score hits that first time.
Yeah, it's a striker's instinct, isn't it, rather than midfielder's one that De Jong showed there.
Dumfries. Almost lost it. Okay. Diatta. Savali. Betis in Spain. Kouyaté, these days of Nottingham Forest in the English Premier League.
Yeah, such a great man to have in your squad, to have in your team, so versatile. Always does a good job. It's turned into a really even contest, actually, hasn't it?
He's had the feel, in prospect at least, of what was likely to be a very watchable game between two immensely confident sides. And here's De Jong. And there was Savali covering for fullback. De Jong to Ligt. Sarr tackling back and nibbling at his ankles and costing his team a free kick in a position of potential peril.
Yeah, you sense the Dutch just getting a taste for it now. Starting to click into gear. This is certainly a shooting opportunity if they choose. Could have a go at goal here.
Stephen Berghuis is certainly adept from this sort of position. And clearly Gakpo is a fearless, try anything sort of a youngster. Two-man Senegalese wall. Ake and Blint right at the back of that orange cube, ready to dash from deep. He's in the thick of it, De Ligt in the thick of it. Berghuis licks it in, and Sarr lifts it partially out.
Yeah, I mean, you'd want to try and test Edouard Mendy if you could. With the loss of form at Chelsea in England, lost his place. So you might try and test out his state of mind.
Felix. Gakpo. Diallo. Apology. Quarter to half. As you say, with much to encourage him. Fine defensive midfield player through the 90s and the early years of this century with Lille and PSG and Montpellier, Little England, Birmingham and Portsmouth. Berghuis. Deep seeing Gakpo, finally getting the grasp of Mendy.
Let's go.
Okay. Sarr showed for it. De Ligt was very tight for him.
Yeah, he can't resist those challenges. Always goes in on his man. Always likes to get a bit of physical contact into that little contest.
who did a lot of his learning how to defend, of course, at Juventus, where they do defenders. This Italian club now select employed by Bayern Munich. So, what a sumptuous take. And he's away from Dumfries. Ismail Assar! Van Dijk saw it behind.
Well, appeals to the offside, but yeah, what about that for a bit of skill? Sarr started the game really well. I think this might just have been heading for the far corner had Van Dijk not got his head in the way.
In for Dia. And again. Away by Blitz. Diatta. Sabali last man back. Diatta. Koulibaly. Well, again, this time to Bergwijn, and now De Jong, who has had the outstanding scoring opportunity of the game so far. De Jong. Dumfries. It's the back of Diallo behind. So Hitanake wanders up from centre half. Virgil van Dijk will join him. De Ligt again in the thick of it. Touch leave Frenkie de Jong nearest halfway as their defensive insurance.
Van Dijk always a threat. How many goals from corners have we seen him score? Did it against Belgium the other month.
In by Gakpo, Van Dijk met it and steered it wrong.
Yeah, it's a fair distance out, but he always climbs so well, doesn't he? Van Dijk times his jumps well. He's surrounded by white shirts, but still he's the man to get his head on the ball.
The last goal he did score in orange was that one you mentioned in the Nations League against Belgium at the back end of September. He has since then scored one of 9 for Liverpool against Bournemouth. And he has left all red behind in favour this month of all orange. And he is their leader. Adventure from right full back as Sabali. There's Diatta. Gay. Diatta. Kouyaté. Picked off by Ake. Regathered by Mendy. Diatta. De Jong, oh, that's gone wrong. Van Dijk couldn't retrieve it. Sabali is onto it. Gay has hit it.
Y'all.
De Jong's in the way. Kouyaté. And Palis Mendy. Diatta. Diatta's drive, he's just called it.
Well, De Jong always wants to play football. That's what led to this chance, but Van Dijk wasn't expecting it. I think he'd half turned his back on De Jong. De Jong doing the necessary in the end, much to his relief, I'd imagine.
It has been an absorbing contest, and whilst there have been glimpses at goal, neither side has yet had a shot on target.
Yeah, certainly both had opportunities to do it.
Netherlands have never been beaten by African opposition at a World Cup in 4 previous such encounters, the last of which in 2010 was against Cameroon, which they won 2-1. Blind, Bergwijn, De Jong, headed for Dumfries. Last time they were at a World Cup, the Dutch opened their campaign with a 5-1 thumping of Spain. Very fondly remembered in Salvador, Brazil, 8 years ago. For the record, Senegal have won both of their previous opening games as well. Poland 4 years ago and very famously against the French in Korea in 2002. Half an hour in here and another Dutch free kick. It's time for a foul on Janssen.
Yeah, Vincent Janssen. He's got his work cut out against those two central defenders. They're strong, they're quick.
So Mendy's concerned once more, Berghuis and or Gakpo. The Dutch have rehearsed this free kick once. The same list of contenders to meet it. To play it in, Mendy backpedaling, he didn't get there and he was glad of assistance from Kouyaté. Sabali's clearance, Diatta, Kouyaté, Sabali, Mendy. Finally there's an escape route for Koulibaly. Chose otherwise to go back to his goalkeeper and start again. Diallo.
Yeah, not taking the chance that time. Van Dijk previously tried to play out, cushion header. Plenty to jot down from Louis van Gaal.
His human story is a very moving one too. You will be aware, I'm sure, that he's been very, very ill in recent years, and his recovery is uplifting. Dia. Sabali. To do no danger to not that.
Yeah, no, vicious one now.
Diallo. He stayed on his feet until he tripped over Diallo.
Yeah, Dumfries has had a time of it on that side, what we saw. And this time Diallo coming at him.
Dumfries into his second season now with Internazionale in Italy's Serie A. Out of the PSV Eindhoven stable. the European Championships, including a couple of goals. Mint. Well, sorted out by Koulibaly. Young has it back. Here's Ake. Mint. Uruguay. Hung up by Blintz. Won by Dumfries. Held by Janssen. Hooked out to Berghaus, who can redistribute. Blintz again. Frankie de Jong. Got a little flick, an important flick from Cisse. And it's gone behind for a corner.
Yeah, Janssen trying to flick it on. But you wonder whether they're just searching for that little bit of quality, the Netherlands, in these situations. Obviously, without Memphis Depay, they do lack in that regard.
Gakpo's take. Koulibaly's header out. Gakpo once more. Face to face with Sarr. This cute header from Cisse. Allows to go. Berghaus. Ake. Put in by Blint. With his self-admonishing.
It would be. You wonder how fit Memphis Depay is, don't you? A little surprised maybe to see him warming up before the game, so he can't be too far off.
Needs one more goal to become the second top scorer in Dutch international history. His form before his injury was frighteningly prolific. He can be unleashed on this World Cup. It's hard to avoid the suspicion that he could impact on it tellingly. Diatta by Ake. Careful with the referee, who showed 2 red cards in his last domestic match before coming here from Brazil. Watching Sampaio. 2-0 against Vasco da Gama on the 6th of this month.
Yeah, Diatta's a handful on that side, but I don't think Ake did too much wrong there.
Sabali. Here's Dumfries. That's for Gakpo. Cisse. That's again. Poise and success with Paris Saint-Germain. Into the English Premier League with Everton. And this Port City of Liverpool. That's it. So going long, Delict is beneath it. Sarr inconvenienced him and might inconvenience him more here. It's just too clever for Delict. And here's Dia.
Yeah, it's a good option they've got to go from back to front with that long ball.
He's got a trick. Diatta coming in off the other wing this time. Eventually Gakpo gets a piece of it. Dumfries moves it on and Janssen keeps it rolling. And de Jong has plenty of pasture through which to run. And Blint beyond him. De Jong. Dumfries and Janssen and Berghaus!
Good stop.
Whenever it falls onto Berghaus's left foot,
Good.
you'll be confident of having a strike. It's bouncing up in front of him. It's not an easy one, but he catches it well enough on the half volley.
Steve Berghaus is having a good goal scoring season with Ajax, who are second in the Dutch Eredivisie. 7 goals to this point in this campaign, the last of which was a Champions League goal. With purpose and potential penetration. Saad seizing Van Dijk. Beneath his crossbar by Ake.
It was another long ball, wasn't it? And Saar wins it against De Ligt. De Ligt's having a tough time up against him.
The referee waited a heartbeat there to see whether advantage would accrue. It didn't. He's kept his yellow card to himself for now, but it must be somewhere close.
Bit of frustration, I think, within the Dutch defender. He's a real threat on this side.
A threat and therefore a target. Senegal last in this World Cup, he will have a pair of bruised shins. He has won the free kick, over which is Idrissa Gana again. Cisse is up from centre half. There is a lot of him. There are one or two little agendas in the middle there that the Brazilian referee is having to settle. Senegal, Van Dijk involved. Flat and readable for De Jong.
Yeah, his defenders won't thank him for that. Jogged all the way up the pitch, only to see that one under him badly.
Aliou Cisse and Senegal were progressing in the Cup of Nations earlier this year. They did so actually quite conservatively. They won their group, scoring just 1 goal. 2 goalless draws and a 1-0 win against Zimbabwe saw them through. And that goal, by the way, was a Sadio Mane penalty. Towards the end of the first half, there have been 11 shots in the game, and just 1 of them on target for Senegal.
You would struggle to call a winner at the moment, wouldn't you? It is quite evenly matched, really tight.
Increase. Wine. Diallo. To hurry to fetch the pass from Berghaus ahead of Diatta. Here is Van Dijk. To the last 75 seconds of the first 45 minutes, and there is a cheap corner yielded by Sabali, who wasn't communicating with Edouard Mendy behind him.
Yeah, just before half time too. Might be a nervous end for Senegal.
Final minutes of the half.
Well, he got his head to that earlier. Wani will want to be a little bit closer in at the point of contact this time.
The referee having to lay down the law inside the 6-yard box. Gakpo takes. It's out as far as Berghaus. Clear by Cisse. Here's Diatta. And Senegal have 3 flying forward here.
Senegal,
Diatta through the middle. And Sarr through the inside left. Diatta was the target.
Yeah, it was a difficult ball to attempt, but worth a shot at it just before the half-time whistle. Had to be perfectly weighted.
Halftime now.
Into stoppage time, of which 2 minutes. Berghaus, Bergwijn, De Jong, Janssen on the turn. There is no flag, but there is Edouard Mendy.
Yeah, looked like Diallo on this near side have played him on.
Okay, Berghaus. Van Dijk. Berghaus, De Jong, that's nicely manoeuvred. Steven Berghaus, Denzel Dumfries. Dumfries can hang it up.
Good defense, Senegal.
Slip a boot on it. Back in by De Jong. Came off Gay. He gets a second bite. Nelson not allowing him out. De Ligt, Berghaus, De Jong. Rolled up for Bergwijn. Koulibaly at his back. Swept away by Diallo. And now Diatta.
Yeah, defending pretty well in those situations, Senegal. Most of the Netherlands' dangerous moments have come from that right-hand side.
Sabali. Last act of the half, surely. Mendy. Licked away from Sarr. Mendy goes in for more. Half time. It has been, in truth, a really smooth watch. A very competitive game. Very, very little between them. A game of opportunity, yes, but clear opportunity, well, only on rare occasion. Perhaps Frankie Young has the most to regret in that regard as we reach the break at the Al Tumama with the scoreline reading Senegal 0, the Netherlands 0.
On commentary duty, Peter Drury and Alan Smith. The first match during this tournament that we've seen no goals at the break. Could all change, of course, in the second half. When we return, we'll have an analysis from the three gentlemen here in the studio. Stay tuned.
Halftime.
The industry is filled with fools, but who said that we can't choose?
Halftime right now.
Choice to be unlimited and pursue your dreams in the fastest way possible.
Tough matchup. Tough matchup.
Choice. Weekend Sunday Giants.
Senegal looking good.
Start your journey
Senegal can pull off this upset, man.
with the
come out with the same energy, but a little bit more. Just a little bit more in this second half.
A total of 65,000 ringgit cash prizes up for grabs this season. The Juara player will win a grand prize of 5,000 ringgit and the exclusive golden ball. Scan or visit juaraclear.com to start your game now and score as many goals.
Senegal 6 shots.
What are you waiting for?
Netherlands 5 shots. Shots on target. Senegal 1. Netherlands 9. Possession 46%. For Senegal 54. For the Netherlands. Passes 200 for Senegal, 224. Accuracy 84. Senegal 4 fouls. Excuse me. Netherlands 8 fouls, no red cards for no team, no yellow cards. 1 offsides on Senegal, 3 corners both teams.
Join My Decathlon Club and play sports in our stores. We are Decathlon Malaysia. We make sport accessible to the many.
The power of dreams.
This is the digitalization race. And the Maxis Right expertise team is going on full speed, powered by a scalable enterprise-grade fixed network, utilizing the right network, solutions, and insights. Also, businesses can focus on staying ahead of the race. What a win in digital resilience.
It takes the right team with the right capabilities to future-proof your business.
Web surfing. Seeing what they talking about on Twitter about the game.
England scored 6 goals, Iraq got 2, but our game so far between Senegal and the Netherlands in a different group as well, I should add. Group A so far proves to be goalless. We haven't been swamped with goals just far. Those who are licking their lips will probably be from
Goalless
Ecuador,
right
they
now.
still top the group in 3 points of their victory yesterday against Qatar. Of course, we have a lot to get through, but taking a glance at the statistics, there's really not too much to separate these two sides at the 45-minute mark. In terms of possession, it's 42 to 44, 14% remaining all in contest.
Right, yeah, you really can't separate this about who gonna come up this next half
in just a moment
and slip up.
Attempts on goal, on effort, excluding
It's about who gonna come slip up.
each. So the very first encounter between these two sides, there was an issue called by our pundits before the match even started, which is a lack of a clinical edge. And so far, it's come to fruition. The Senegalese impressed with intent. They started strongly. The Dutch, you would argue, had the better of all the chances throughout the course of the match. But perhaps, just perhaps, they're trying to be a little bit too cute. The biggest opportunity probably falling to Frankie de Jong, and he took 1 touch too many. The match evolved. You have to say, will the Dutch come to regret it, particularly with a player like Sarr continuing to look so dangerous throughout the course of the match, really stepping up in the absence of Sadio Mane. We're going to go for a quick break. Everything I just mentioned, we're going to analyze more in depth and, of course, resume the second half between the two sides. So don't go anywhere. Stay with us. Back in a moment.
See what's going on Twitter. England put pause on Iran. England put pause on Iran. Crazy. Yeah, that boy a dog. Now them young boys, they was acting a fool. Old teenager. All was doing their thing. They need to get it going on this. Come on, Senegal, I believe in y'all. Believe in y'all, Senegal. They came out. Got the vibes. Good vibes.
The fullbacks for the Dutch are just effectively pinned back. Kieran, I mean, it's with real intent. That's how they've approached this game. Intensity as well.
Yeah, that's why I asked about the possession stats, because you'd think Holland would dominate the ball, and they haven't, and that's all down to the pressing. They pressed high. We've seen a lot of games so far. Teams are going into a low block, mid block. Senegal showing Holland no respect, pressing high up, and they've won the ball high up on numerous occasions. And with a bit of better cutting edge, they could have scored a few goals. Here you see everyone's on the front foot, fullbacks are even engaging onto wing backs.
They have a plan.
See, they've worked on it. Brilliant. And says probably on his wrong foot there.
And Tim, I mean, for you,
Virgil don't want the ball here.
no.
Lieutenant, please don't give it to me. Press again.
Yeah.
It's just the worry is when they do play through it, and they've done that a few times and they've counted, they've had good opportunities. They haven't worked the goalkeeper enough, but they played through the press a few times and got down the outsides and they've had good opportunities. But they're trying to gild the lily a little bit, walk the ball into the net. Need to just pull the trigger sometimes.
Yeah, I don't think either keeper have really been worked to in the course of this match, Robert.
No, I think the Dutch have had the best of the chances, though.
But Mendy hasn't been worked.
Mendy hasn't been worked, but in those areas that he should have been. De Jong got himself in a great space, great opportunity. There's times where I think they've squared the ball across the goal, where instead of just putting the laces through it and shooting, scoring, you look for top-class goal scorers there. Neither side have got that at the moment. In situations like that, strikers shoot, they score. They're trying to be too intricate. I think the thing for this game is we knew it was going to be tight. We knew there wasn't going to be a lot of goals in it. But I think it's just a lacking of quality.
We are rolling with
the wrong decision making. Yeah. The strikers not getting across the front, not making.
Senegal and Netherlands.
It's been a decent game. It's not been a bad game to watch for a 0-0 draw. But it's just that lack of quality and lack of decision making in the final third at both ends.
Tim touched on it. The best chance came from the counter attack. He said they've set up to counter attack, and the chance when it was De Jong, yeah, when he takes too many touches, that came from a counter attack. And we also talked about Senegal lacking that cutting edge, and they've been very good up until the box. Like I said, they shot me with their possession, good periods of play, sustaining pressure, but just haven't got that final edge, which wins games.
We're looking at who's going to be able to step up in the absence of Sadio Mane and Sarr. Tim, someone who we're all familiar with from our coverage of the Premier League.
Let's see what USA do after this, man.
He's a threat. Yeah, he's into the defence deep. They're happy to be deep anyway. And he's picks the ball up. I'm not sure how clean the striker of the ball he is, but I mean, he does well. You know, he commits people. This is unlucky. You know, Virgil picks the right, so I think he helps the goalkeeper out there. Robbo, he was deep, wasn't he?
I think that was burning. I think he was well on his way anyway.
Yeah, so he's a real threat. This is a real bit of skill. You know, he just shifts it. Everyone expects him to come on the right side again. He just shifts it onto his left foot. This is in a good area. That poacher there, he'll be toe poking that past the goalkeeper.
Harry Kane or Ireland's playing.
You're looking for your striker here to get across the front of the defender, aren't you? Yeah. If that's Sadio Mane, he's causing Ake all kinds of problems. Yeah. Getting across the front of them, getting his foot in and trying to get a goal there. And that's just the little details in the final third.
Are we expecting anything different in the second half? I mean, it's so delicately poised. We saw the stats. They're almost even and everything. The only argument is that the Dutch have had probably the better opportunities. But again, I'm going to stress, Mendy has not been worked, which would be disappointing for Louis van Gaal.
Yeah, and I still believe that both teams won't want to lose this game. They'll take a draw and move on and fancy their chances of getting a result against Ecuador, because I think the game against Qatar is going to be 3 points for both teams. So, yeah, it's essential that they don't lose this game.
I don't think either manager will have gone into half-time disappointed.
No.
I think with Senegal, the way they've played, the way they've pressed, they've executed the game plan. The Dutch, they haven't conceded and they've created the better of the chances. I think both managers will be happy the way that their game plan's been executed in the first half.
This is what we expect. This is a World Cup game. This is better. This is a football match. This is what we expect from the best teams in the world on the Festival of Football. This is what we want to see. So I'm enjoying this game, even though it's a 0-0. I said it'd be a classic 0-0.
Right.
Well, to be honest, Tim, you're still stuck on English time because it's 1 a.m. here. So we want goals, if I'm being honest. As a neutral fan here,
it's not all about goals. Come on. I think you're underestimating the viewer.
You've been watching Tottenham too long. If you're all about goals.
It is for the purists, but people also have to work and they have to wake up in 5 hours to go to work. And we have to factor that in as well. Anyway, we're ready now for the second half. So we're going to pass you back to commentary team of Alan Smith alongside Peter Drury.
For the second half, baby. Let's get it going.
And he's been the star. Ismail Sarr. A year ago today, actually, Ismail Sarr was a goal scorer for Watford in a 4-1 win against Manchester United, after which the Manchester United manager, the famous Norwegian striker, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, lost his job. So Sarr has done big things against big opponents. Senegal, over the course of the last generation, have done very big things against very big opponents. This is a match which, of course, is evocative of their famous global bow against the French in Korea 20 years ago, Bouba Diop and all of that, when they shocked the world. This time, if they were to progress, it would be less of a shock. It is a really accomplished team that Cisse has put together here. It's notable, though, that win against France, including, as it did, a clean sheet, was the last time they kept a clean sheet at a World Cup finals. It's been a while. Johnson's header. So feeling the force.
game so far for Vincent Janssen. He's always had somebody climbing on and tackling him.
A travel player these days. He is in Belgium with Antwerp. Began at AZ Alkmaar. Had 3 years at Tottenham, Fenerbahce in Turkey. He's been to Mexico with Monterrey. In the European game now. Okay. De Jong. De Ligt. Here by Cisse. De Jong. Berghuis. Just a little space for him, and Dumfries wide of him. To nab it in towards Gakpo, but it's more Kriate was attentive. Now Dia. He has Diatta up with him, he has Sarr up with him. And he ran into Nathan Ake. Lint. Bergwijn.
Well, he's so good at finding space, Frenkie de Jong, but it's not been easy out there.
Dumfries. Half yet to find its wings. Diate's header on, too much for Dia. Like, he was aware of him over his shoulder. It's been a fairly gentle introduction thus far to Andrich Noppert. Introduction not just to World Cup football, but to international football for the 38-year-old debutant from Heerenveen.
Yeah, certainly not been exposed. It's the kind of debut we would have hoped for, but of course, plenty of time to go here.
Diatta. Sabali. Sabali again. He's close to him. Lint's clearance. Kriate to touch. Particularly important tournament this for Yusuf Sabali, operating quite effectively at right full back. He suffered an injury during the first half of last club season and so sadly missed out on their great run to the final of the African Cup of Nations. So he has things to make up for. Gakpo. Dumfries just overran it, but to Koulibaly's clearance bounced off Cisse and behind.
Yeah, we haven't seen too much of Gakpo, but a bit of pace down the right led to Dumfries getting involved.
Gakpo will take this corner. Bergwijn offers a short option. Dumfries penalty spot. De Ligt and Van Dijk just behind the penalty spot. And Janssen inside the 6-yard area. In by Gakpo. And then he came and covered with great calm and authority.
It's a really good catch that on the pressure. It's not an easy one for Mendy.
He is the reigning goalkeeper of the year. Well, Mendy, Alan mentioned in the first half quite rightly that the goalkeeping dynamic at Chelsea in the Premier League this season has been insecure. He has more or less shared duties with the currently injured Spaniard Kepa Arrizabalaga. Sabali, out by Van Dijk, welcomed in by Berghuis. story here. The goalkeeper is a remarkable one. Only a couple of years ago, he was advised by doctors to retire from professional football because of injury. He was on the point of training to be a policeman. And here he is, a couple of years old, keeping goal for his nation in the World Cup.
Yeah, Bergwijn feeling the full force of Koulibaly here.
Okay. Going out towards Dumfries, well seen again by Diallo and by De Ligt. Dumfries is strong, so is Diallo. That's a frenzied battle. Watch quickly on with it. Gakpo dashing for the byline and winning a corner. Or so he hoped.
Yeah, so he hoped. But signs that Gakpo is maybe settling in to his role here. A couple of good early touches the ball in his second half. You can see why, yeah, he gets the corner.
Yeah. Brief debate, I think, between officials, but they've come up with the right answer. Gakpo will take. Marching through the crowd again was Virgil van Dijk.
Well, Idrissa Gana Gueye is actually marking Van Dijk, which does look like a mismatch. He completely loses his man, Gueye. You can see there, makes no attempt to jump. He knows he can't get near.
That is one prodigious leap, is it not? He gets up high, this Van Dijk. And as centre-halves say, Alan, once they've got a run on you, it's hard to stop it, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Gueye certainly can't compete in the jumping stakes. He's got to disturb him, block his run, to get a bit of physical contact.
Koulibaly, Dia, Mendy, Diallo. Sarr wanted it early, played in towards Dia. Swept away by Berghuis.
Let's go.
As far as Yusuf Sabali. Sabali.
Oh, come on, man.
And it's a cannoned off Blinter behind for what he thinks should be a throw. And indeed it is.
Yeah, Sabali, plenty of space in front of him there.
Dia. Sabali. Triate. Again, a suffocating presence. There was no room to breathe. Patient Diatta has found some oxygen here. De Ligt. Gakpo. Wary and responsible defending by Nampalys Mendy. Van Dijk. Berghuis. Dumfries. Gakpo. He's got beyond Cisse, in by Gakpo. Jansen's competing. Koulibaly was the boss. Sarr has gone over. Senegal will have a free kick, and the referee is exercising his yellow card for the first time on the night.
Yeah.
Showing it to Matthijs de Ligt.
It's been a running battle between him and Saar. Quite often he's come out second best, claiming he got the ball there. Yeah, but it's a challenge from behind. He certainly caught his man as well. So Jansen's just going to get ahead of his man.
Koulibaly played every minute of qualifying for Senegal, as you would expect. He played every minute of the last World Cup. He played 5 times in the Africa Cup of Nations early this year. He scored his penalty in the shootout against the Egyptians. Cisse again looking for Saar. Dijk away, Diallo hurriedly onto it. That's again responsible for the tidying up. Runs for Saar, lifting it up towards Diatta, cleared by Ake, Savali, Boulaïdia, Kouyaté, Mendy, Diallo. When it landed at the feet of Diatta, it did so at the point of maximum inconvenience.
Well, they're really impressive here, Senegal. They get about the pitch so well. Get to the ball quickly. You can see how Sadio Mane in these situations can just add a bit of stardust.
Towards the hour now. And I sense, Alan, that you're starting to glimpse at your list of substitutes. And down beneath us, the coaches might be doing likewise.
Yeah.
Mendy. Gone a long way. It's kept it from Boulaïdia. De Jong. Berghuis. Jansen. Dumfries. Denzel Dumfries. Kouyaté got back. De Jong. Berghuis. Steven Berghuis has got a deflection, a kind one, as it turned out, from Koulibaly. It's behind for a corner.
Yeah, going up on the block. Koulibaly. Again on his left foot. Berghuis didn't hesitate.
And we are going to see Memphis Depay. He can do half an hour's duty, and that is one major point of potential difference. We're waiting to take the corner. He does so. Is that Diallo in that little crowd who is indicating some pain? I think it is.
Yeah, that's a 4 at the back. They've defended so well in tandem. Blow to lose it. Looks just like an impact injury.
He's determined, at least for now, that he can continue. Close corner. Henry came and got a knuckle on it. And sufficient distance on it.
Yeah, to decisive goalkeeping, which his defenders will be thankful about.
Change on both sides. Ishmael Jacobs is a left full back. That would make sense if Diallo is labouring. Unsurprisingly, it's Janssen who's giving way for the Dutch. And Memphis Depay, upon whose shoulders so many orange hopes are heaped, will get the last half hour. His 82nd cap, he scored 42 goals. And Diallo does indeed give way to Jacobs.
I was talking about the stardust that Senegal missed with Sadio Mane. The Netherlands have got their bit of magic on the pitch now. We'll see if that makes a difference.
Sympathy for the limping Abdou Diallo from Red Bull Leipzig. Had a very good game, or 2/3 of the game, at left full back. He's played in that position this season. The say is that you wouldn't have known. Okay, Dumfries, Bergwijn, Berghuis, okay, Van Dijk, De Ligt. Goes Diaye. Diatta. Sabali. Cisse. Watch for Jacobs. This is football in Monaco, the new arrival. Born in Cologne, Germany. He won caps for Germany at under 21 level. He's moved now to the French Principality. It's his second season there. Mr. Depay, who's been out of action since sustaining a hamstring injury, playing for the Netherlands against Poland in the Nations League on the 22nd of September. He and Harry Kane were jointly the top scorers in European qualifying for this World Cup, 12 each. Koulibaly slithered the pertinent moment. De Jong ran into Mendy. Here's Diatta. Sarr peeling away. Dia ahead of him. It's Boulaye Dia! And Noppert had to plunge at his near post.
Hey.
Yeah, probably the first bit of meaningful action that Noppert's been called to do. I mean, it's a tight angle, of course it is. But Dia
Almost.
makes a good fist of it.
Almost.
Forces a sharp save at the keeper.
Diatta with the resultant corner. With depth and outswing. So Koulibaly's competing for it. Sabali. Diatta. It's gone out. Not all aware of it yet. They are now.
Yes, Harley giving Diatta too much to do there.
space. Workhouse. Slung out wide here for Blint, who can catch it up. Lifted in by Blint. Out by Cisse. Gakpo. And this has fallen for Denzel Dumfries. Cisse got between man and ball.
There's a slick bit of football involved with Depay in the build-up. Dumfries across his man.
Well, this is Bamba Dieng, the Marseille striker, who is about to come on up top for his nation. Cisse about to change out of choice for the first time in the game. Into an alteration in his back four. He is ready to tinker now with the front line. So we're heading to the final quarter of the game, asking who dares to win it. Workhouse. For Gakpo to chase. They won't catch that up. And so now the substitution, and logically enough, it is Boulaye Dia who is giving way, having had his most potentially telling moment of the game with what was more or less his last kick.
Yeah, he had a lot to go at. Dia up top there, largely dominated by his defenders, and that's been the case at the other end as well so far.
Bamba Dieng was essentially the Plan B, the Africa Cup of Nations. He played 5 times, but 4 of those were from the bench. His only international goal was in that competition against Cape Verde in the last 16.
Senegal and the US to win.
It's gone over. The referee has immediately permitted treatment. Ooh. Well, the contact was one thing. I wonder actually though whether also on his way down, Kouyaté might have been wincing too at his body shape.
He's been so combated in the middle of the park, hasn't he? I mean, it has all over the pitch, but it's not been a second to breathe in midfield.
I'm inclined to be concerned here for Cheikhou Kouyaté because the stretcher has been summoned, and the indications are that the contact here from De Jong is not relevant, painful though it might have been. You see, as he sprung, as he took off, Kouyaté just might have felt something go twang.
Well, I'll be hoping it's not too serious. He lends such a big influence in the middle of the park, Kouyaté, with his experience, his know-how.
Preparing to replace him here is 23-year-old Pape Gueye, another Marseille-based midfielder for Senegal. He's another frequently off the bench at the Africa Cup of Nations. And that isn't good. That is not good at all. Cheikhou Kouyaté, a veteran of the last World Cup, a veteran now of 84 international caps. A fundamental part of the qualifying effort, very much a senior pro, if you like, one of the management team for Senegal, and he departs on what for them is night one on a stretcher.
sometimes it can look worse than it actually is, Senegal. We're hoping that's the case.
For entering the field of play, Papke is insistent that he should be able to exchange a sympathetic word or two with the man he replaces. The Brazilian referee indicates that there's not really such time for such sentiment. Sabali. It's back by Blint. Valley. Without a play. Dion. Delict. Dumfries. They showed for it, but couldn't profit from it. Here goes Gay. And
Go. Go, let's go.
Ismail Assar.
Pass that back, pass that back. Let's go, let's go.
Set it here for...
Oh, man, that was close. Oh, Senegal, that was close. We needed it.
Parried, and then the
that was a good stop. Good stop.
It's intelligent play by Ismail Assar to pick out his teammate. Not out. Although it wouldn't have counted, he'll still enjoy that stop. Yeah, it was more or less straight at him, but he's on his toes.
We have further change here. Chris Jackson is coming on. Attacking midfield player from Villarreal, for whom this is a first international cap. So Diatta, whose place in advanced midfield, and he took. Away by Ake. First time by Papke. Sabali has been laudably energetic. Don't have places to go.
Yeah, the game perhaps slowing down a touch as some players feeling the heat, not in a literal sense. It's actually a fairly cool night, isn't it? But it's been such an energetic contest.
Koulibaly. It's Sagana Gay. There goes Sarr again, turning on the afterburners and worrying Delict. Ismail Assar and Dieng.
Too high, too high.
Ball never really sat comfortably for him.
Always a difficult one, this. Sarr wanted the 1-2. And when you just come on the pitch, that's even harder.
Dumfries and Bergwijn. And he's rugged and determined defending.
Yeah, brilliant defending that.
Charles Jacobs just on. Quickly catching up with the pace of the game. Well, in the of the last World Cup in Russia 4 years ago, there was only one goalless draw. France and Denmark. We're a quarter of an hour here, away perhaps from the first of this year's tournament. But the corner is aimed at De Ligt, down by Ake, out by Koulibaly. De Jong. Berghaus. Memphis Depay.
Yeah, waiting to really get Depay involved in this game.
In by Blint. Dumfries was attacking it. It's not all he attacked.
He's covered some ground. Dumfries up and down that right-hand side.
From Idrissa Gana Gueye, but as you see there were a couple of players who would probably have been judged to be in the goalkeeper's eye line or offside. When they have played at World Cups, have a very good recent record in group games. They haven't failed to win one since 2006. 11 attempts at goal from Senegal, just 7 from the Netherlands, but a terrible paucity of shots on target. The play was wrapped up by Sabali. Since Louis van Gaal retook the reins of the Netherlands, they have scored in every game, 15 games out of 15. Klaassen might be one of those who felt mildly peeved at not being selected in the original 11.
Yeah, more than capable of popping up with a goal. He's got a happy knack for that.
He takes the place of Steven Bergwijn. And alongside him, this is Teun Koopmeiners, who will slot into midfield.
Yeah, both coaches looking for the answer from the substitutes bench.
Memphis on the way through. That is Danny Blint over the shoulder of Louis van Gaal, father of course of Daly, and a great international in his time too. The Dutch international setup has always or often done is relish the expertise of those who have gone before the previous generation. Sabali. Good steal by Koopmeiners, set back by Memphis Depay, on by Klaassen. Substitutes all of them. It's certainly a very fresh-looking Dutch team. Dumfries. De Jong. Dumfries. Step the ever-efficient Mendy. And there are 10 minutes to play. If it stays this way, the winners are Ecuador.
Yeah. But at this stage, it's how hard do you push? Do you take a chance at the risk of losing it?
So do you? Should you? Or is this not a bad point?
It's the opening game, isn't it? Point is never a bad one, irrespective of what somebody else has done in the group.
Sar's off on his way. Gueye has found him. Ismail Sarr again driving at Delict as he has the evening long. Sarr has found the yard. Idrissa Gana Gueye, Yusuf Sabali. Touch from Jackson, Sabali.
This is about to mess around and be a
Cisse.
This is gonna mess around and be a draw. This we can get up in here. Come on, let's go,
Invite
Senegal! Oh! Come on, can we get a flag?
Sarr, who wants a corner or
You
maybe
need to get
more
up.
than that.
Give him a flag.
I felt there was a little nudge in there, but didn't
Man,
look like anything near enough for the penalty.
Come on, he held him. That's bullshit. Don't rob Senegal. Let lose, let lose. Cheating fucker. They're trying to rob Senegal.
Okay, going long and direct. On the edge of the penalty area involving coal miners. It's them healing in vain.
Yeah, all eyes on the ball. One man taking a knock.
Talent that they do have. Moving forward in particular, look at that Dumfries.
Yeah, he's had a very good game.
Surprising statistic, really, that I've just been given, that they've only touched the ball, the Netherlands, 6 times in Senegal's penalty area since half-time.
They've got so much talent around the pitch, but unusually for the Netherlands, the striking positions are where they do struggle for that bit of magical quality, the kind they've had so often down the years.
Here's Cody Gakpo though, and he can show a clean pair of heels. Cisse stayed with him. Hope Miners joins. This is Memphis Depay. He can put a rabbit out of a hat. Blint. Memphis. De Jong, the goalkeeper's come, and Holland lead!
Bullshit!
Is the name!
Oh, I knew it. I knew it. They weren't going to be able to hold on. Goal by the Netherlands. Goal by the Netherlands.
Orange.
Orange didn't did it.
The Dutch footballer of the year is the Dutch man of the moment.
Well, this is all about the timing of the run. Yes, it's a really poor bit of goalkeeping by Edouard Mendy, but the youngster, he sees his teammate Frenkie de Jong on the ball and he just makes that little 5-yard dash. He must think he's going to get absolutely thumped here by the keeper. To his surprise, perhaps he doesn't, and he gets a clean contact. Mendy makes a complete hash of it. But Gakpo, who carries so much potential, has maybe just kick-started his international career big time here with what may be a precious 3 points for the Netherlands.
And it's all gone orange. The Netherlands' first shot on target, 5 minutes out from the end, and it may be the winner. Sarr. Can he invent a way back? Sabali. Jackson. Sabali. Gueye. Nearly found the shaft of light at the near post. And Noppert had to be sharp to meet it.
Yeah, he had to get a hand to it because if it hadn't have gone in, it'd have hit the post, I think. Full stretch there, the 6'8" keeper.
Sabali. Mendy. Nudged out by Ake. Regathered by Cisse. Another Senegalese corner.
That should be a lively finish to this game now.
Ake to take. Ismail Jacob.
It's a decent effort. It's a long way out, but not there. Had to be lively there.
Flicked on by Gakpo. Here is Memphis Depay. Away from Koulibaly. Away from Sabali. Supported by Blint. Cook minus. Gay couldn't keep it. Blint again. Memphis Depay from wide.
Senegal, they running around now like they gave up.
Such a teasing cross from De Jong.
Like they gave up now.
Pirouette there for that goal. It's one of those crosses where Mendy, he had to come for it really. I mean, it was only about 6 yards out, wasn't he, Gakpo? But he just didn't come for it quickly enough.
There's a harsh return on Kalidou Koulibaly and others. And Edgar Davids, and this is Blint and Van Gaal in that dugout, can reach out and touch the points now.
Yeah, this would taste really sweet because it's been such a hard-fought encounter.
What it means, in effect, for Senegal, probably, and it's far too early to come to this sort of arithmetical conclusion, and indeed too early, of course, to write off Qatar, but Senegal are probably going to have to beat Ecuador now. That's what it boils down to. That might become the pivotal game. October, that'll do the Dutch just fine. Cody Gakpo, the would-be match winner. 13 goals this season for PSV. 3 this season for the Netherlands as well. Janssen's in no hurry.
Well, 8 minutes on the board.
There's a long time still to go.
It's a long time. And they haven't done a whole lot wrong tonight. Senegal, they just haven't had a sharp enough cutting edge.
Koulibaly. Cisse. Sabali. Hey, over the top. Chaser here is Dieng. Dieng has hung it up. It's flicked out to Ishmael Jacobs.
He's let his opponents off the hook with that one. Plenty of men in support here. He's getting a bit of stick from his teammates for that.
On him, as mentioned in their 2 previous appearances at the World Cup, Senegal have won their opener. This one is ticking away from them. A team that has existed on the margins, as mentioned there, the Cup of Nations campaign. Went to the margins repeatedly. Their qualifying campaign went to that penalty shootout. Indeed, at the last World Cup, they became the only nation to be eliminated on fair play, or lack of it. And this game at the margins is right now tipping away from them. Sabali. Early Blint. Koulibaly, Jackson, Sabali.
Oh,
Lovely ball into the
Senegal
box.
should have a penalty kick or something by now.
It's not the biggest. Maybe that cross just a touch too high for him. Backpedaling as well.
And Gakpo's race is run. A triumphant race. They turn out to be as well. And here's why.
Yeah, turns round to find that ball in the net. The biggest moment of his career so far, without a doubt.
Good reason to smile, good reason to feel the embrace of his boss as Martin Barone of Atalanta comes on to see it through to its bright orange conclusion, as they would hope. Maybe Clarkson's taken a clatter here. And therefore, Nampalys Mendy is taking a card.
He's had a good game. Mendy, really good one. So much on some work at the base of that midfield, and he's unlucky. It's a fraction of a second.
Don't expect Van Dijk to rush here. The clock belongs to the Netherlands. Right towards the corner flag, not unnaturally. Riders would keep it there until dawn. By Van Dijk, and again by Mendy. Once Idrissa Gana Gueye. What's out again, and this time it is directed at.
Now you want to pull out a yellow card. Out of all the bullshit that's been happening, man, these refs, man. How do these refs be?
And it's getting a bit ragged.
Well, it is, but these loose balls, you can understand. Senegal being very keen to win them. This time he's led with his arm. Certainly catching Clarkson.
Straight bullshit.
enjoying refreshment, enjoying his moment in the limelight, enjoying his maiden goal, World Cup goal.
Yeah, reason to get up off his seat, that one.
The Dutch are back. And since last we saw them globally, they've found themselves a new star or two.
It'll be a hard one to take for Senegal because they have put so much into it.
It's
They'll
a wrap.
find a way of
It's a wrap for
troubling the
Senegal.
opponent's goalkeeper.
It's a wrap.
Got so much going for them otherwise.
Lynch throw. Steps Gay. He's lost it to Memphis Depay. Jackson. Cops is sold short. Dumfries pounces. Senegal get another clearing free kick as the seconds tick agonisingly away from them. Billy Valley. Blinked, Klaassen, De Jong.
I didn't care. I thought somebody was calling him. I was calling him. I didn't care.
Well, one by Koopman is taken up here by Memphis Depay. Klaassen is joining him. Depay shot. Here comes Klaassen!
Wow! With the 98 and scored again. This is it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Klaas and Klaassen seal the day.
Well, it's not a decisive goal in terms of the match, I don't think, but decisive, important in terms of their star man, Memphis Depay, playing a part here. And another player, David Klaassen, who's more than capable of grabbing a goal or two, shows his poaching instincts there. And the Dutch ending on a high. Probably wasn't going in. Mendy wasn't to know. Klaassen makes sure.
With his 10th international goal and the one which he will frame and stick on his mantelpiece forever.
That's it. Okay.
There's moments of Senegalese desperation. Truth is, it's beyond them. It's over. The Netherlands found the way. They waited till late, but they had the personnel to pounce.
That's it.
Gakpo with a beautifully judged header. Klaassen with an opportunist follow-up. Senegal offered much of muscle, much at times of purpose and would-be penetration, but the moments that mattered were orange moments, and the points that matter are headed to the Netherlands. And the final score at El Toumama is Senegal 0, the Netherlands 2.
Peter Drury and
That's
Alan
it.
Smith on comms for the match. Our thanks to them as always. And it's a big 3 points for the Ducks on their return to the World Cup, putting them level in their group as
Checking
well
out. I'll be
for
back for
Ecuador.
US.
This is interesting. A post show.